This is a theme song.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't expect anything. Oh boy! Welcome to a brand new episode of the Don't Expect Anything podcast. A fun, fabulous, frivolous time hosted by me, your man, Jeremy Costa. What's up?
When you did your boy
Yeah.
portion of oh boy,
Yeah.
you made the same face you make when you let out like a deep fart.
Well, they're both as satisfying to me the same.
Gross.
Hey, and it alternates between what I enjoy more, saying the oh boy at the start of an episode or letting a big fat one rip. Sitting to my right, the equivalent of a loud ripping fart, Joshua Grinick. How are you?
This is the fart sound.
This is the fart where you run away.
Imagine farting and hearing so much
Jesus.
voice come out of your mouth.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Sitting across from me, not liking my reference humor, Hugh Davies.
No, I'm just shocked and stunned by your reference humor.
Well,
Took
you
a
like
second to sink in.
like a little Shrek reference?
Like one of Jeremy's clouds.
Yeah, my vapor clouds. Hugh Davies, how are you, man?
Well,
Yeah, how you been? What's been going on?
How you
just
How you been, boy?
Just jobless.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Taking
man.
a pre-holiday holiday. It's
So I
pretty good.
feel like in our scheduling, that is going to be a theme sporadically without, because I think this one's coming out, and then maybe in 2 months you'll still be jobless.
Yeah. I will be jobless in 2 months.
Yeah, but you'll be somewhere
My
else.
job will be to be in Canada.
Oh, that's a great
nice,
job.
dude.
I feel like I would do that in a heartbeat. Be in Canada for a job.
Yeah, come with.
Yeah, I'll just organize everything in a month and have no.
I'll just
money.
put plus ones and everything.
Is that how travel works?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I didn't know. You're the expert.
Put you in the luggage.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
How small can you shrink down?
How small can you shrink down? That's the question.
That is today's topic.
I was reading about people sending themselves in mail. the
Oh,
other day.
what?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Alright,
this
how
is
was that?
highly
That was a
relevant.
YouTube video trend. People
Was
pretended to ship themselves to places, and they just get in a box, and then
Yeah,
they just
be in another place.
and they just get out
How
of the
many?
same box.
How
and
many were injured?
None. They didn't actually
Oh,
do it.
Yeah. Well, you saw you read about someone who actually mailed themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the past when there was a lot more space and storage. And you
Sure.
could fit in,
Okay. Well, what?
food
What was their process?
literally put themselves in a box. There's no scanning process or anything.
Yeah,
back
but
then.
like, were there air holes? Or there was?
Oh, yeah, brought
were there
some-
Oh,
food?
they died.
They brought some,
Oh shit! And then they wrote us.
all the luggage is like pressurized like people.
Yeah. Was it in a cardboard box? Was it in a suitcase?
I think it was a box.
An animal crate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Mm.
an animal. I guess.
And what? So why would they do that? Just for a goof?
It was cheaper.
Sure, that makes sense.
Sometimes they're escaping.
Oh,
things.
of course.
I think the first person who did it was escaping to a free state.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were
Yep.
a slave. Yeah,
That. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be a way to do it.
yeah.
There's a way to do it.
And it cost them equivalent to like two. Oh no, it was expensive. It was $2,000 of our money
Oof.
nowadays.
And that was just cheaper. Oh, because they had to escape.
To
so
escape, yeah, to get through a border, I guess.
Far out.
I guess that's it. They're getting through the border.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. What's the? Have you ever done like a lot of work or a big thing just for a goof?
Do
Do you do much goofs? Do you do many goofs? What's the proper nomenclature for that sentence?
Goofs. Oh,
Do you do too many goofs?
Did
or-
you perpetrate goofs
Mission-
on a grand
that's
scale?
Did you perpetrate goofs on a grand scale?
yeah. That's it.
Are you a grand scale goofball?
Or have you just done goofed?
I've always done. My birth was a dumb goof. Good lord.
I'm gonna goof.
I'm goofing.
I'm goofing the
My mum goofed me out.
Gross.
Oh, that is nasty.
I don't know if I've ever put more than a few, like hours of work into making someone.
A
you
few
know-
hours.
No,
of
no, no.
work
We
is-
do stuff to like your room or in the apartment that are big goofs.
When I came back from America, you had decorated my room with more American stuff than I was, wanted in my room.
We did the Nick Cage faces in
Yes.
Josh's room.
Oh, you did.
How
We-
long did you guys spend on that?
Oh, not long.
It was about an
great.
hour.
We're not
man.
worth it.
We got those. We got those McDonald's. We got those Cole stickies, and we stuck those in Hugh's room. We took
Yeah.
like 20 minutes to think about
I
that.
got
Yeah, we
pranked
did.
hard, dude.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
crying.
He was bawling when he found
Yeah.
them.
Well, we made sure not to count them, so we wouldn't know how many. Of them.
Yeah, they still might
That's
be more.
commitment to the
Oh.
goof.
But I think
Even you don't know when it's over.
exactly. But I think you got them all.
Ah, sweet.
I like those little.
Fuckers.
The goofs that take like 10 minutes to undo, but it's still fun to do.
No
set
one gets
them up.
hurt.
No one gets hurt. We should
Do you know
do
of the coin of the penny prank?
penny prank. Is there one where you like glue it to the floor or something?
No, you just keep putting a penny. This is obviously an American prank.
Sure.
You keep putting like 5 cents around, just every week or so. So they just start thinking they're lucky, and then after a while, they start like realizing it's not just luck. Someone's putting 5 cents around because you keep ramping it up.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's a long prank.
That's a
You
long
can take
con.
as long as you like to do it, and the longer you take, the better.
I love long cons. I just love. Did I ever tell you about? I heard that one that George Clooney did to his housemate.
No.
George Clooney, famous prankster in Hollywood. He's a
Okay.
famous prankster. Like everyone knows, on a set with George, you're gonna get pranked. And there's not even sarcasm. This is real.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. Do you want to coast it?
Yeah, coast me up.
Thank you, boy. So, he did this to his roommate. So, the roommate had just bought I think it was a cat.
Yeah.
Bought a new cat, and he.
I think it's a cat.
Yeah, and he had a litter box. And so during the middle of the night, he would get up at like 4 or 5 a.m.
Take everyone.
No, he would go down. He would go down and he would clean the litter box. He would just clean it of all the shit and replace the litter, throw it out and stuff. So when the roommate came downstairs, he saw that the cat just hadn't shit, and he did this for about 3 months. He would get up, clean
Did
it.
he take him to the
The guy took it to a vet. He took him to the vet. The vet didn't see anything wrong with him. The guy's like, he's just not pooing. He's not pooing. So then, about it might have been weeks or a few weeks or months afterwards, George Clooney woke up at 4, got down, cleaned the litter box, wreathed the litter, and then took a giant shit. He shat in the litter box. So then when the guy came down, he's like, "Oh my god!" And it's all this huge shit. That's one of the best pranks I've ever heard. Now that's the stuff I want to get into.
I love that one from The Office where
Yes.
Jim's filling Dwight's phone with pennies gradually, like the handset of his phone just keeps filling it with pennies, like gradually, so it keeps getting a little heavier every time. And so he's picking it up and he's just using it. It's like gradually getting accustomed to the weight. Then one day he takes them all out, so Dwight goes to pick up the phone and punches himself in the head with the phone.
That's really good.
That is really good.
I like the one from New Girl where fucking Nick's trying to get Schmidt to think he's an old person, so he starts like cutting the bottom off one shoe so he has a limp.
Oh yeah.
And then like taking the stuffing out of couches so he just sinks into them and it alters his pants so they're those big commitments.
Yeah,
But
man.
against the Buco Dolores I don't have.
You gotta have that moolah.
Should we pull out a topic?
Yeah.
Top us up.
Dust off that jar and pull out a fresh top. Oh, in my face. The dust. I'm allergic to dust mites.
Cool.
You got nothing to say?
I
About
got nothing to say to that. Cool.
it's
Well,
not-
how's that affected you?
Well, I had to
in
get
your life?
immunotherapy for 4 years.
Yeah.
Do you want
So
that
you're immune
involved?
to it? Well, isn't it exposure therapy? So you
Yeah.
just get dust mited until you're good at it?
Yeah, so it was injections, and for
Oh,
the first
shit.
13 weeks, I had to go to the Royal Children's Hospital every week to get
You were training on dust mites?
to get frozen dust mites injected into my bloodstream. And that was every week for 13
It
weeks,
makes
and
me
then it
feel
was
so ill.
and then it was
So they're frozen, so they come back alive in your
yeah, I don't know if they're dead and
They're
they're frozen,
cryogenic.
but they cried like that.
Awesome.
So then, Hughes blocking
It's
his ear.
gross. It makes me feel nauseous.
But it's
What are you
like
talking
his
about?
body's
Like they're not actual bugs; they're like microscopic.
Yeah, I know.
but his body's
Even
fighting
worse.
them.
Yeah.
By
so they get,
starting
like,
with like the easiest frozen.
Oh
one.
no, I understand,
they-
I
yeah,
understand
builds it
the
up.
concept. It's just
Yeah.
you're getting bugs injected into your bloodstream.
So then,
I'm like, fuck
and then
that.
it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not over 13 weeks, but then
Yeah.
and then it was every month for 3 years.
Shit. And how did you feel going through it? Like at first,
It
it
was-
would have been shit, right?
Yeah, it was a little more sneak. Well, like so the thing was, we went on a Queensland before I started all of this.
Yeah.
Our family went on a holiday to Queensland.
Yeah.
And I got off the plane. I was having a right time, and then halfway. It was like 3 weeks, and halfway through the second week, I realized I hadn't sneezed, I hadn't sniffled, I hadn't pulled out a hanky or anything.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't have tissues as a kid because I would go through boxes a day.
Yeah.
So I would just have hankies.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of Italian relatives, and I got handkerchiefs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, I can't just throw a tissue out. I have to use that. So it was just easier for me. But I hadn't used that at all during the Queensland trip. Got back to Melbourne, stepped off the plane as I was going down the steps off the plane. I had like 3 sneezes in a row.
I
It
hear
was like-
Melbourne's really shit for hay fever.
Exactly, it was
It's
pollen,
the trees we
the
have,
dust,
yeah.
and everything like that. So that was like, it was like, let's get it done. So, and I never really breathed out of my mouth. I mean, out of my nose, sorry.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I was at dinner, I would have to like put food in my mouth, chew it, and swallow quickly so I could breathe again because my nose just wouldn't I couldn't breathe out of it.
Empathize, yeah.
I'd wake up with like
You empathize.
I do. I've experienced this.
when you have cold and stuff. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's like having a permanent
You
cold.
just breathe in through your mouth while you're eating. Are you serious?
It's hard. It's fucking.
Yeah,
Is
but
it? You just stop chewing and you.
But the
breathe
worst
in
part
and
is you
just
lose
keep
like
chewing.
half of the flavors when you can't smell.
Exactly. Yeah. So is it
I don't care about your flavors.
No, but you
Just
it's
breathe.
about what you're eating.
Mouthfeel.
Sometimes you're chewing.
Oh, if it's soup, sure.
Yeah, exactly. But you're not chewing soup. Your soup you can just
You're
glug down.
gargling.
Yeah, exactly. I was making it more difficult for myself.
Yeah.
So so the dust might slowly but sure. I just like didn't. I had to use the nose spray less. I could go out and just not have to pack like 3 hankies. And one time it got so bad before I got it that I woke up and there was a layer of snot inside my nose.
Snot puck.
But it was like a manhole cover, just like covered the whole thing. So
I've only had
I had
that
to
one at my sickest.
Yeah,
my
I had to-
absolute sickest.
I had to break
This is
through.
Something you had.
yeah.
Oh,
It was brutal. It was like a disc in my nose, but that was just my So my nose, I don't know, the lining on my nose was like swollen and thinner, so it was just hard to breathe. So yeah.
Did
the
you ever
dust
have like the
injecting bugs into my bloodstream really helped me out.
the eucalyptus
What?
eucalyptus vaporizers in your room
Yeah,
when you were
yeah,
a child?
yeah.
Did you have this Hugh?
Yeah.
Great smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
smell.
You put the candle in and then.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I gotta get more candles. Liv buys candles and she lights them in her room. It just makes everything smell nice, looks nice.
What you do is you get
Mm.
an orange
Okay.
and some cinnamon sticks.
Yeah.
And you just like get a pot of
Light them on
simmering
fire?
water
Yeah.
and you put it in there and the scent it releases is heavenly.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
that
nice.
sounds
Oh, that
easy.
sounds
Yeah.
great.
And like it makes the whole
Let's
house
do
smell nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. Do you have a topic in your sweaty little hands?
Yeah, I've
make
been here for about
old-fashions.
5 full minutes.
Oh my god, boo-hoo, we're talking about stuff. You can't, it's so impatient.
It's a challenge, and then immediately there's an asterisk and says "see live,"
Alright.
and then it says pick a word, any word,
What's she doing right now?
and see who can incorporate it into what you are saying the most in one episode with it making sense.
I feel like that we should have pulled that out before, so then we don't know a word.
Yeah.
That is complicated.
So Liv is the one to give us the word.
I think Liv's the one to. She's really
We need a
crowbarring
fourth
herself
person.
into the
Yeah.
fucking conversation. Maybe next time we have her on. Or, no, we've already recorded those. The next time, after the ones we recorded, we have her on. We can do that. That'll
Curtain,
be,
Jeremy, the curtain.
that might be
Have we
maybe
done
in like
this? What are some
30
of the early
episodes.
stories? We've done that?
Maybe, it
Maybe
looks
someone
scrunched.
put it back in.
I feel like we've done that.
Yeah.
I remember you reading that out.
Okay.
What was my earliest memory? What do you recall? Because
I don't remember. Oh boy. But I feel like in that conversation I said that I can't remember much.
I remember something at 3.
Can you
and I
just
think
unravel that in a quieter way?
Quiet.
I remember something at, I believe it was my
That sounds
first
good.
birthday.
Sounds good.
It was your first birthday.
Because I remember
First birthday,
getting
okay.
to like Geelong Park,
Yeah.
vomiting, and then
Because you were in Geelong.
no, it just
It's
had
just-
like the longest car ride of my life. But,
Oh.
like,
Do you get car
Yeah.
sick easily?
no, not really anymore.
Were you
Like, when
prone
I
to
was a
car
kid.
sickness, Hugh?
No.
What did you do on long car trips? What was your MO to entertain yourself?
Annoyed my sister,
Nice.
listened to my Walkman, and read books.
Yeah. I would read a lot of books, and so I would listen to music while reading books on a car trip.
Okay.
And then my mum used to try, and she would just get car sick. My sister.
Yeah,
never
when
did
I
that.
read, I would get car sick.
Yeah,
I'd have to like sometimes look out the window and like look at a distant.
Yeah.
You know.
Car sick's a
something.
weird feeling.
Mine was just purely annoying my sister.
Sure, that
Yeah.
makes sense with your relationship. With
It was
one another.
mutual. Like we know each other. But
Yeah.
Me and my sister really, we didn't do much of that stuff. We probably did when we got bored. But the person who annoyed me most when sitting in the back seat is my mum, because she'll get bored. Just like Hugh holding that, all he's thinking about is wanting to read out what's
Yeah.
in his hand.
What do you mean? I'm participating actively in the conversation.
Yeah, the way he's holding it's making me.
He's keen.
He's keen as a bee. I like it. It's zesty. Thank you.
Cause zesty beans.
Yeah, but like when my sister was learning how to drive, my dad would be in the front seat, and mum would be in the back, and she would just be reading magazine stuff, and she'd run out of magazines, and I'd be reading a book, so she'd start poking me in the side, like, pay attention to me. I was like, what, how old are you? You birthed me, and now you're poking me? Disgusting.
She has every right to poke you if she birthed you, buddy.
That's a good point. And raised me. Yeah, I guess I should have been allowed to be annoyed. I guess.
Yeah.
What's the topic, boy?
What are some ways you would mess with your children?
Oh, lovely question.
Long
I
cons?
wouldn't birth them.
Definitely the long con.
Yeah. What do you think is something that everybody knows about, but you could convince a child from early on? How long do you think you'd keep it going? Like,
Like a certain
something you
fact.
could, certain
Like,
fact that you could misconstrue.
I remember once convincing my friend, just for a short day, that
A shorter day than other
a short
days.
day,
it was
that
the winter
rice-
solstice.
Yeah.
rice with potato seeds.
Whoa! What the fuck?
That's fantastic.
It's
That's
a
pretty
fact we
good.
both read. We read, and I told him,
Yeah.
and At the time, I told him like we both knew it was. I felt we both knew it was like fake because we were reading out like all these fake facts. Anyway, the next day he's like sleep deprived and
Whoa.
just recited it to someone.
Whoa.
Forgot that it wasn't actually a fact.
Then carried on
Yeah.
believing.
Good stuff.
That's pretty good. What is there to lie about? What'd you do about the whole Santa Claus Easter Bunny situation? Do you rip that band-aid
Oh,
off?
I'd find like a conspiracy that
Mm.
linked him.
Like a Slender Man doc,
but then
for
just
Santa Claus?
acted like naturally like that was the truth the whole time. Slotted into
The whole
different.
truth, nothing but the
Yeah,
truth.
Yeah.
slotted into just random times in the year.
So would you...
Whatever I'm talking about, like maybe the Easter Bunny, Santa
Yeah.
Claus, like the same person. Something
Oh, dun dun dun.
like that. Just get it really convoluted.
It makes sense, because what's he doing? You know he's not making the toys.
Yeah,
364 days.
it's slave labor.
Exactly. He's got people to do that, so
Just
why...
make sense with it, yeah. Like it'd just be way more efficient. Have one guy who's just on
So he's
3
like-
times a year rather than 3 guys.
He's like an it sort of creature who can like change shape for this holiday season.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to murder small kids,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
bringing them
Bringing
joy.
joy.
That's kind of beautiful. So, okay, here, would you like... First Christmas they can remember, so let's just say they're 4 years old, your kid.
Well, aren't younger kids
Sure.
scared of Santa because he's like a big?
See, anything that was
Wait,
in
what?
costumes,
I feel like we're reaching into something new
anything
there.
that was in
like-
costumes uncanny, right?
Oh, actually, I've got some stories about costume. Yeah, go on.
And you want to pull the beards and the tails.
Oh, so we approach costumes so differently. I mean, it makes sense with our personality. What were you saying here first?
I was never scared of Santa, but I remember
Okay.
my mum saying something about them not introducing me to Santa when, like between the ages of like 0 and I don't know, however old, like young, very young, obviously, because like they had experience with friends whose kids had been scared by Santa when
Oh,
they tried to
okay.
like get him into it when they were like 2 or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this big red guy, like
Yeah.
you know.
I think when I went to get to like a shopping center to get a photo with Santa when I was young, I was always gung ho about it, but I had a vivid imagination. I was like, yeah, of course. I know probably my sister cried. I think she did. I remember her. This is off topic. Remember,
Shocker.
what was that weird disease that was going around? It starts with like cockamonitis or something.
Meningococcal.
Meningococcal. Remember that
Isn't
shit?
that the one with the bottles?
What? I never knew
Drink
what it
from
was.
the same bottle. You get.
It probably was because we were in primary school at the time.
Yeah,
so
I remember
everyone-
that. There was some fucking moral panic about it. Yeah.
Everyone sharing shit, and then there was like you can't share food and stuff, and so that was a big thing in primary school. I was like, wait, why can't I? I want food. They want my food. We should be sorting this shit out.
Yeah.
The meningococcal injection. We had to get that. Were you boys good with injections as kids? and
Yeah,
stuff?
it was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, so
There
was
were
I.
people in my class who were like
Oh yeah.
under tables screaming, like barricading themselves with chairs because they didn't want to get the
Yeah.
injection.
Yeah.
And these people were like 15, 16.
Yeah, I remember in high school, like,
Yeah.
guys just shaking, and I like to have to like comfort them and go, "It's just an injection. You'll be fine."
Yeah, no, I was fine.
Yeah.
I just
Now we
remember,
got
like,
the anti-vax.
last time I was at the clinic, someone fainted.
Oh,
boy.
After, like,
far
on
out.
their way out.
I always liked because I got a few blood tests as a kid as well, and I always looked forward to them.
I like needles.
Yeah. I always said I love needles. I would used to say as a kid, people were like, "What?" I'm like, yeah, I love it because I would get like a
sound like a little kid method.
yeah, exactly. But it's like I would get a tiny prick in my arm, and then I would get a lollipop or a certificate or something. So I was like, "Fuck yeah, easy fucking money."
Easy certificate.
Yeah, but easy certificate.
Put that in my certificate binder.
Exactly.
Easily
But my
needles.
sister hated them, and I remember we were in a giant
Needle.
hall
Yeah.
in a big line to get the vaccination, and there were 2 twins in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
and
Wait, one set of twins or 2 twins? Like 2.
one set of twins.
Yeah.
Sorry, the wording was appalling. I apologize. And
There's 2 twins and there's 2 twins.
exactly. Yes. Thanks. So we knew Laura was going to have a hard time, but we were keeping her calm. She was actually pretty good, like nervous, but not her usual self. And then the twins go up and they're happy and they're playing. They're happy and they're playing with each other. All there. So then one gets caught up, sits down in the chair, gets the needle stuck in the arm, starts screaming, like crying.
Yeah, there it is.
And then the twin sees that, does the same, starts like freaking out, and so now they have to get that twin into the chair, but she's already freaking out. She's not calm. So then my sister sees this. We needed 3 people to like restrain her. She was like
Jesus.
fighting off. My dad had to hold like her arm. I had to put her in the chair, and she was like trying to squirm out and stuff, screaming her head off. And I'm like with a giant smile on my face. I walk out of the chair. There's a prick there, like
right there with the X.
please. I've got an X marks the spot.
Yeah, he's got like a tattoo.
Yeah, inject here. And my sister's like, no.
You're just like sucking on a lollipop. Calm down, toots.
Yeah, I'll take another one of those pops if you don't.
I like hers. She's clearly.
Yeah. So back to what we were talking about. third or fourth Christmas or whatever,
Yeah.
do you perpetuate the Santa Claus? Like you go to bed, kids, because Santa Claus is going to bring you presents. You're like, go to bed because you have to put your present under the fucking tree. And you smack him around a little bit. Which would you do? You?
Oh, yeah, here.
Either option. No clarifications needed. What would you do? Would you permeate the myth? I feel like you don't like fun, and imagination, so I feel like you wouldn't.
Look, I think to a certain age, yeah, Santa's a good thing, like, for kids to imagine. But it's also that cop-out of, like, doing something, behaving well for your own benefit.
Yeah, it's not altruism.
Yeah, it's like not a good message to sort of teach to kids.
That's
but
what
it's...
I feel like I wasn't that convinced at even an early age. So
That
then
makes
going
sense.
through it,
Where's the evidence?
yeah, basically,
That's
I'm
like, that's very Josh.
That is Josh.
I'm not buying this shit. So we're like, why am I sitting on this strange man's lap? I don't want to, like,
Yeah.
why are all
Who
these
dis?
people doing it? This seems just silly, absolute bonkers.
New concept.
And I wouldn't want my kids to just be like unimpressed, like this shitty charade we've got on
Yeah.
at
What else is
shopping
new?
centers and stuff.
But see, I feel like my kid would have my sense of wonderment that I had as a kid.
Yeah,
I would believe anything just so the world would be more magical. I think that's good for kids. But I feel like, what would you... Okay, so if you have led them to believe it, one day they come up to you and they're like 5.
Well,
oh, wait, sorry.
You know
go-
what? I would make just heaps more of them. Heaps more like versions of Santa and random like stuff.
You're going to keep that charade up there.
Yeah, every holiday has a different.
What's
Different thing.
St. Patrick's Day? What happens there?
Well, it's
Irish
already
Santa.
one.
Well, it's just a guy...
I merge them all together. They all do each other's jobs.
Yeah.
It's a communist regime.
Jesus.
Well, he's already wearing red.
So back to what you were saying, but I think it's good for kids to have a goal to be good because I don't think they get the fact that putting good things out there will benefit other people. I don't think kids give a shit about anything else other than themselves. Because
I don't think that's true.
Because they don't understand the rest
I think
of the
if you
world.
watch... That's going to sound really weird. I was going to say if you watch kids playing in the sandpit, but if you look at... If you look at kids
Now,
playing...
he's a-
when
if
kids
you look
play
at
the
kids
same-
play in the sandpit, like there's a lot of like honesty and like goodwill generally, like between like they
Yeah.
help each other out and like they share things and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
they're not
That's right.
evil.
That's right, yeah. But saying like, oh, help me with
The person
dish-
watching them play in the sandpit is evil.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's during their playtime. Once you're like in a shopping center, you're like, I want this. You're
Yeah.
like, no, but I want it. I want it. Why shouldn't I?
Yeah.
You have that like thing over them. Like, if
But
you're
do you
good
think
now,
do you
you'll
think
get
that's
stuff like-
nature or nurture? Do you think that's a result of their environment and the people like imparting those lessons onto them? Or
Well, because I think when you're a kid,
Well, they probably don't think wanting something's bad.
exactly, yeah, because you don't understand the concept of money and what it means to
Yeah, they don't.
everything. I've told the
They
story
love a
that
scheme.
the first time I think we all done it, when
Yeah.
something in the shop, I wanted it, started throwing a little bit of a tantrum. My mum just walked off from me.
Exactly.
And then I got scared and left.
yeah,
Um,
and that was her like
She's pretty much saying that sounds like a you problem.
yeah.
Walks away, lets
Yeah.
you deal with it yourself.
But they still kept Santa going for a long time, and then I don't know how I found out Santa wasn't real. I just made sense to me at one point, or I heard on the plane. I was like, that tracks.
Interesting.
I don't remember feeling devastated that I learned that fact, because I was still getting fucking gifts,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
yeah, it never really like got me down.
No, I always remember if I got clothes or something, I would be so sad. And now every time I get clothes, I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't have to buy clothes. You can buy me underwear? Thank you so much.
I remember like putting out, obviously like you put out the biscuits and the carrots and milk and stuff like Santa. I remember the first time we did it, and I just thought like, there's no way he stops and eats these. Like there was no doubt that Santa was like I wasn't saying like I don't think he's real. I think this is something else. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't think he has the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got up in the morning, and before checking the
Did the
presents, I
math.
went to see that stuff. And like, obviously now I know my dad had gotten up and just like taken bites out of the biscuits and like,
Well, hopefully
the carrots and stuff. Well, yeah,
Hopefully it's like not on the.
yeah.
It's like.
You gotta-
outside.
you
But did
gotta-
you keep him outside?
Got a mice problem. We put a bowl of water outside with some carrots, and then inside we put a glass of milk and some.
We put some.
Oh, we put
pfeffernusse.
We put
That's what we
panettone out.
Ah, very. I like
yeah.
the cultural differences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pfeffernusse are fucking.
All right, so your kid's like 4 or 5 years old, gone to kindergarten, primary school. They come
Yeah.
up to you. Is Santa real? Is Easter Bunny real?
Why are they
They're
consulting
about 5
with
years
me?
old. What do you say then? Do you immediately go nah, or do you like perpetuate the thing?
I say, what do you think?
Yeah.
Ooh, start a
I
conversation.
wouldn't reflect.
Okay, I'm your 5-year-old son. I'm gonna.
Oh no!
All right, your name is Clancy.
Dad, why why'd you name me Clancy first of all? But
Because it's a good name. You should be proud of your name.
oh, thanks, Dad.
My name's Hugh, H-U-W. You got it easy.
And do I call you Dad or Hugh?
Call me Daddy Hugh. No,
Daddy,
call me Dad. Call me
Daddy,
Dad. Call me
Daddy
Dad.
Hugh.
Call me Dad.
Daddy Hugh.
Call me Dad.
Daddy Hugh.
Oh my god.
Daddy Hugh.
Yes.
Is Santa real?
What do you think, Clancy?
Well, I think he can because he's magical and he can bring all the toys, and I've never been bad, so I've never got a cold, but mean old Frank at school said he wasn't real.
What's Frank's address?
I don't know.
How big's Frank's dad?
Frank's dad he actually died of a heart attack last year.
Oh well, problem solved.
His mum's nice though.
His mum's dice.
She's nice.
Look, I know you have an active imagination, but
No.
you gotta rein it in.
Oh, she might be dice. Papa Hugh. Is Santa
That's not what I
real?
told you to call me.
That's what I was thinking. I like the next
Santa-
one has to be Papa.
You can't keep track of my name. How the fuck are you gonna finish keep track of
Oh, what's
Santa?
that word?
It means
There's
fun.
no way Hugh's kid would never heard the word fuck.
So
I'm surprised his middle name isn't cunt.
I remember
I didn't
one,
tell you what his middle name
one
was.
Christmas morning, I woke up to my
Who's
parents,
this guy?
to my
Papa
parents'
Hugh?
bed
This is
You
your
okay,
other dad.
lover? Oh,
with
Daddy.
just the word shit written on A4 paper. Just across, like, horizontally as A4 paper, as large as I can, the word shit. This Christmas morning, that's the first thing they say. I'm just like, is this how you spell shit? Is this how you spell shit? I'm not
it is, like-
impressed.
Oh, really?
What age do you reckon it's appropriate for kids to start swearing?
I actually hope they start swearing as soon as possible.
Yeah,
It's the cutest thing in the world. But you wouldn't want them to drop the F. You want fucking cunt. I feel like
What's the difference between that and shit?
they're more harsher, and they have a like.
But my kid doesn't speak like that. More harsher. Jesus Christ. You know, read a book.
I would say like
concerned about the
everyone
tone and
everyone
inflection.
poos.
Everybody
Kids unaware of
except that cat.
fucking and sex and stuff, and I feel like if you can keep that at bay until they're like 13, well maybe 12, just before they start having sex.
Just
11.
before?
Before
So
they start
why
knowing
wouldn't
what
you-
sex
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Just I guess it's a good point. Teach them as soon as possible, but they're still grappling with being a human,
Yeah.
and then you want to add like interacting with other humans and having sex and stuff. Why don't they grow up first and then start deciding
Yeah.
who they want to sleep with, what they think of the concept is, and introduce them at a more mature age so they don't approach sex immaturely.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
No, that's what I'm saying. So like, and cunt is derogatory. It's first and foremost, it's a derogatory term
Like most swear words.
for a woman and stuff. Like specifically targeted at one person. And
Well-
we've just evolved. Well, it's a vagina. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And we've evolved it to mean something else. But
It's
people-
like it debases the not femininity because that
No.
is whatever you want it to be, but like it's turning. But it's like people call people dickheads. It's like
yeah,
well,
but men have had it easy for a long time.
that's true.
So I feel like we are allowed to. And dick is fine. I think
But like
it's
if I
fine.
call you a cunt,
Yeah.
what do you like?
I'm like,
what do you
hey man,
think?
what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if I
that's
call
gonna
like an American a cunt, they're probably
would-
gonna fight me.
They will demolish you. And it's not like that's just us.
They'll
The-
they'll shoot me.
So
Most
really,
other
do you think
parents-
it's as important. The words as important as like the infliction and the tone that they're
yeah,
using.
yeah, exactly right. And kids
Focus more on that.
don't have much malice to like throw out these words. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a father, so I don't know. But it's like there are going to be people at school who don't want their kids hearing that. That's just the way they're brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's manners, you know.
Well, yeah,
If-
there's
if
that
you're-
perception. Like the people who swear in public generally are like you perceive them as like lower income, like lower
Yeah. We swear in
like,
public all the
education, lower. Yeah, I know, but that's
Yeah.
like that's why they don't want you to do that, especially in school uniform. That was why they always said they don't want to hear you
So
swearing
would
in
you
school
want to
uniform.
teach them how to swear?
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's
Like
interesting.
this is
yeah.
this is a cool swear in this situation.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah, when to swear.
When to.
I
when
know.
to
I
swear,
heard of one dad
how to use
who
it
he said
effectively.
they would go on car trips. It was just him and his two boys, and he would go, all right, and they'd heard swear stuff because he was an internet personality and stuff. So, all right, for this minute of the car ride, you can say whatever you want. But then when you get out and you go to school, you can't say those words again. So you would just like let them go nuts in
That's
the car.
really good to have just a release.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not allowed to use them because people find them offensive, and
Yeah.
it's not nice to say that. Especially if you go into someone's house as a kid, you're like dropping all these swear words and stuff. The parents are like, hey, who is this influence on my kid? I thought that was a really good way to do it. So I'm go nuts. 'Cause
Yeah, I'll just be like, you get like per day you get one.
Yeah.
You get to say fuck once.
Yeah.
Oh, like per episode per
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Like
Either side of
once
school,
a
like
season.
around me, and I'll let one slide.
Yeah. More, and you get the back of the hand.
You get the belt.
You get the paper.
You get 6 of the best.
Go Nine Tails. What was the topic, by the way?
What are
to
the
give
ways
to
you mess
kids.
with your kids?
Oh,
With
yeah,
your kids,
okay, yeah. What else? You ever thought
I just
about
throw them.
Wait, at what age?
2.
2?
a tight spiral
What's
through
Yeah,
there?
makes the 2-year-old makes the best spiral. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Like, I'd give them clues to them having like a different name.
A
Just
different
like,
identity.
like
Set up a scavenger hunt that lasts like 8 years.
yeah, pretty much. Just, I'd set up like a fake family past clues just around.
Sure.
Yeah, add to the scrapbooks and stuff.
There's always that classic thing of like playing off their embarrassment of you as well.
Yes.
Like these kids are embarrassed by
My
their
mum did
parents.
that
So
all
like,
the time.
yeah, so you turn up like as the dad, you turn up wearing like a dress or something, and it's like you just embarrass him at the big sleepover.
Well, a man in a dress is nothing to be embarrassed about.
Well, it is for a kid.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Unless he grew up in a transgender household,
Yeah.
well, that's the norm. So
I'm saying as me,
you
as someone
dress
who's
in
not-
like a 6-piece suit. They're like, Dad!
oh my god.
Oh my god!
Also, 6-piece suit. What pieces are those?
Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead.
you've got the jacket, you got a vest, the shirt, the pants, the pocket square,
I mean, that's more of an accessory.
the
Than
pocket square, and the tie.
Oh,
tie, I'd say yeah. Pocket square. I
square,
think
no.
I think it
The
pushes.
shoes,
got it.
6-piece suit,
Nice.
and it's all one color.
Oh,
What else did he have? The
Purple.
belt, the
the
Oh,
belt, the
cufflinks.
cufflinks. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say cufflinks, but he didn't like pocket square, so I
Yeah.
didn't think
Oh,
the
pocket-
cufflinks.
pocket square's an
You
accessory.
missed the hat.
Yeah, you missed the
suit.
fedora.
I don't want to be too ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to be cool, not dumb. I don't want to 3-piece suit.
That's what you should impart on your kids. Be cool, not dumb.
Be cool, not dumb. If they're my kids,
Yeah.
they're definitely the opposite of that. They're not cool and they dumb. They stupid.
Being dumb's not cool anymore.
You stupid. Well, dumb is actually you can't speak.
Yeah.
No, like physically, you're struck dumb means
Yeah.
you can't speak properly.
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yeah. Which one would you rather be?
I
rather
would
be, what's her
rather
name?
be probably blind.
Who was the women's suffrage woman? Who she was deaf, dumb, and blind, and she was helped kickstart women's suffrage, the women's suffrage movement. Let me look her up.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about at all? Do you know what women's suffrage
I know
is?
what women's suffrage is. You fucking Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I'm just how much I know about you. I don't know.
That's like that thing where you hit women.
make them suffer, Rich.
Yeah.
Damn, this is gonna kill me when I look at it. Guys, say something.
I'm looking it up too.
Don't! I'm doing it. I'm taking your phone.
He just yanked Hugh's phone out
I'm
of
just gonna
his
Google
hands.
woman.
Yeah,
What?
start there.
Women will be removed from learned words.
Jesus.
That was you. That was you touching my phone.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Touching your phone.
Oh, womanizer.
Oh, Helen Keller. That's who I was thinking.
Oh, I could have told you.
Helen. Why didn't you?
Yeah,
I
I
gave,
I wasn't
told you
paying
that.
attention when you started the
I
joke.
gave it literally every description
Which
about
one's
her.
the Parkinson's one?
Michael J. Fox.
No, the woman. I
I'm not sure.
think it's Helen Keller also.
Probably. She was deaf, dumb, and blind. She probably had something else chucked in the mix. But look what she did, man.
And she's a woman.
Damn, that's so impressive. Fucking Millie Earhart. Wonder what happened to her.
She's still alive somewhere. She's got to be. On an
I
island.
know.
He's gotta be.
I think she's a burnt corpse. Yeah.
A burnt corpse.
She was fucking awesome there. Damn, that's cool. I like those flying
Women.
machines.
no, like people who break like the flying records.
Oh,
and,
okay, yeah.
First guy could go supersonic or whatever. It's flying a plane is crazy. It looks awesome, but imagine just sitting in the cockpit of like a fighter jet.
I would think about those people that used to do performances on the wings.
Oh
Without
yeah,
any like restraints. And
that
stuff.
shit's crazy. That stuff's whack.
Yeah.
But just like having such a heavy piece of machinery that's combustible, and then it responds to like flicks of your wrist as it moves and stuff, and you're like in the middle of the air. It's just crazy. I was thinking about I was watching some flight movie and it had planes. And I was like crazy
Like
stuff.
on a flight or about a flight? Amazing.
Crazy stuff.
What?
I was looking up Amelia Earhart conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, give us some.
She's alive in the Marshall Islands, maybe.
Marshall Islands.
How old
Yeah.
would she be at this year?
Well, she was 39 in 1937,
Oh,
so
she'd be very old.
70, 80, yeah, 127.
She's probably
Yeah,
still
she's
alive.
probably still alive.
And she found the secret to immortality. That's
yeah, on
crazy.
those islands. That's not a stretch. That's like one of your movies.
one of my movies.
Your ones.
One of my
One of those movies you like. One of your
one
stories.
of those films.
I'm watching my stories.
Wait, what? What do you like Castaway, but immortality wise?
Yeah, like the Fountain of Youth.
Dude,
Yeah.
they should do an all-female reboot of Castaway. Tom Hanks is a woman. The volleyball
Played
is
by.
playing the volleyball, voiced by Melissa McCarthy or something. Sorry, I've gone up on a weird tangent. What other pranks would you pull on your children? Oh, you didn't. You were swallowing nothing.
Come.
What? Oh, wait. Not pranks on children. This
Oh,
No, you were swallowing cum.
you were swallowing a glass of
My prank is...
piping hot cum. Isn't that what children are?
No.
No.
They're not.
Just loads that come to life.
Made from clay.
Sculpted from clay.
Maybe like like replace all their stuff with something funny. I don't know. I'm really flagging in there.
I feel like you don't. Thinking of you having children takes the wind out of your sails.
Well, it's just because I would only love them unconditionally. I never prank them, so I'm struggling to see how I would
okay.
throw them under the bus. Oh, I'll throw them under a bus.
That'd be really funny.
But it'd be like one of those play, like the Fisher and Paykel cars.
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
yellow ones. It'd be like that, and I'd throw them under that. It'd be fun. It'd be kind of like we make a fun movie out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like a home video.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember running for a bus. I have a running for a bus story. I pulled up.
Do we all?
No, because
Oh, we don't. Oh,
No, we don't. Not like the level.
Not
of
like this one. Yeah, this is a real humdinger.
No. So to get to school, I had to catch 2 buses in the morning.
Wow,
Yeah.
you did have it tough.
I didn't say that. Just was telling a fact. Please don't judge me for that. And I missed the first one. But Mum was driving. She's like, I can drive you to the second location where the bus picks you up.
Son, I can drive you to the second location. Thank you, mother.
We had a strange relationship.
Thank you, mother bot.
It was a robot and she drove. The car was alive. It was a Knight Rider situation.
Yeah.
Night Rider's your mom.
Knight Rider's my mum.
Dad fucked
Dad fucked it. Yeah, I guess.
Kneeling in the exhaust.
And so we
Isn't there a guy out there who has a relationship with his car?
Yeah.
There's one who has
sensually.
with a fence and one has it with Eiffel Tower.
Oh yeah, the guy who
That's gotta be. He's watching people climb her every day.
Oh, that's so
People are literally queuing up.
that's so disheartening. Yeah,
Yeah.
just get up in those guts.
Yeah. Oh.
So the bus
Arsenal.
stop was at the end of a long street, and so we
Yeah.
turn a corner and we see the bus is already there. I was like, oh, we gotta go. So we pull up.
In front of the bus.
No, we pull up to the side because the bus was in like you couldn't pull up a car there where the bus was. What a fucking inane detail I'm describing.
Go on, you pull up
We
near
pull
the
up.
bus.
We
You can't
pull up
park
to
in
the,
a bus there.
Yeah, we pull up to the bus stop as it starts pulling away. And
Oh
like,
no.
Mum's like, don't worry about it. But the bus stops because someone was at the bus, like knocking on the door. So I'm like, shit, I gotta get out. So I get out of the car, start walking to the bus. The bus takes off, so I start sprinting.
To the next bus stop.
No, I start sprinting with the bus. I'm like, I look out. Fucking Dan and Rob, friends of the podcast, are on the bus and look at me and start waving at the bus. And I'm like,
Stop the bus.
hi, and I'm like, stop the bus, and then everyone starts like telling the bus driver to stop, and as it pulls away, I see it stop and the door open. I get on, and to all these strangers, I go in the middle of the bus and go, yeah! And I scream, and everyone looks at me and starts laughing. I realized I was just really amped up, but I got on that bus, and it was a good day for everyone.
Yeah.
I'll never forget Dan and Rob just looking at me, smiling, and then waving as I'm sprinting full pelt for the bus.
I can see exactly the look on both their faces.
It's very smug.
Oh yeah.
So smug. Crazy stuff. We had a lot of episodes like that, me saying crazy stuff. How long have we been going for?
38 for 39 minutes.
Fucking, let's end this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Jesus, put the train in the station.
Let's get the
Do
bus
it.
Let's get the bus out
You
of
get
do it.
interrupted. I'm so happy. You did.
You didn't want to follow that to its
no,
natural conclusion.
no, not really.
All right, should we put? No, let's just end it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, hey guys,
That's what you get. That's what you paid for.
that's you. It's the free fucking content.
No,
Exactly.
we've been collecting credit card numbers.
Whoa, have we? I'm not seeing any of this. What are you talking about? Where's this fucking
It's
cash?
okay.
All right, hold on.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Don't silence me. I want some
okay.
of this bucos. I want some
You want
bucos.
some Dolores?
I'm rich or
Nice
otherwise.
plate of clams. Money is called clams.
I got it.
Oh,
What?
oh, just a bit sore.
You
Just a
stretching?
bit sore. Just
Why, what's
stretching
wrong?
out.
What's
you know,
wrong?
it's just really getting to me. It's just really weighing me down.
What's really weighing you down?
Oh, I hit my funny bone.
Oh, dude, this bit just ended
Oh
because
my
you
god.
actually hurt yourself.
No. I'm sore from carrying this podcast on my shoulders.
Must be hard
It's
to
a
do.
Boyden. I feel like what was his name? Atlas holding up the heavens.
Josh
God,
and I are pretty big ball and chains weighing you down.
Balls and chain.
And if you have the key to unlock it, email us at don'texpectanythingpodcast@gmail.com.
Please don't email them keys. I love control.
Yeah. Hugh's really into it. And if you want to see his reactions to controlling our every move and body functions, you can see us at DEA Podcast, Facebook and Instagram. We're there. We're posting stuff. You know,
We're making it happen.
making it jive.
Well, I'm making it happen.
That's true.
I introduced you guys to SoundCloud. You guys didn't even know what that was.
Sound and cloud. What does
Yeah,
that mean?
who would put those two together?
That's ridiculous.
Me. I made it.
Yeah. Okay. So you're the founder of SoundCloud. What else?
The
are we on?
SoundCloud found.
What else are we on, sir? I don't know anything about
iTunes, and you can get stars
iTunes.
there.
I
We're collecting
understand.
stars.
I understand. Stars.
It's like tunes,
Oh, I'm so stupid.
but I means like me, so they're your tunes, and my tunes, we all scream for...
iTunes. I get it. now.
Yeah.
I get it. The pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. Bye, I guess.